It is my pleasure to be here this evening. I've known Joanna for a few years now. I think ever since she first got involved with our Team in Training program, and she has done an amazing job, as have her friends and cohorts over there, in raising money for us through the years. So it's my pleasure to be invited this evening and to tell you a little bit about what we do in terms of how we spend that fabulous money that people raise for us. If you don't know, there is someone diagnosed with a blood cancer in Canada every 35 minutes, and someone dies from blood cancer every 73 minutes. So that means in the time that we're going to be here this evening, there'll be, we're here for 3 hours, so there'll be 6 more people diagnosed, and we'll lose 4 more people to a blood cancer. That's heartbreaking. But those are the truth of our statistics at this present time. But our cure rates for cancer and our success rates with our blood cancers have actually improved over the last few years. And I'm just going to briefly tell you one story that you might be able to relate to just because the name might sound familiar. So if there are any Maple Leaf fans in the room, and I know they may not play well all the time, but Jason Blake was diagnosed with leukemia almost 2 years ago in the fall of 2007. Now, Jason Blake has a type of cancer called chronic myelogenous leukemia. Don't worry, there's no test later. It is a really long name, but it is a very specific type of cancer. Now, he was actually very, very lucky when he was diagnosed, even though it was a cancer that he was diagnosed with. What was lucky for him is just about 2 years before he was diagnosed, a new drug came out for chronic myelogenous leukemia, or CML, called Gleevec. Before Gleevec was on the market, if you were diagnosed with CML, you had to go through a full chemotherapy treatment, and the only way to cure the disease was going through a bone marrow transplant. That meant months in the hospital, it meant months and months of treatment beforehand, it meant that afterwards you would always be on some kind of anti-rejection drugs. There were all kinds of side effects to everything that would have been experienced during that process. People were tired, you know, you had no energy whatsoever. It can affect your immune system permanently, your cardiovascular system permanently. What I'm saying, if Jason Blake was diagnosed with the disease earlier, he would not have been able to play hockey. Because of that drug called Gleevec, though, he's actually able to take 1 pill a day. That's it, just 1 pill a day. And he has to keep taking that pill for the rest of his life, but he takes that 1 pill a day and he can keep playing hockey. It keeps his cancer in remission. Now, where we're really proud of the whole thing about Gleevec is that we were actually the organization that the doctor who discovered Gleevec came to. He had this fabulous idea, this amazing compound. He knew it would work. And because it was such an out there, unusual kind of idea in the cancer research world, nobody would give him any money to actually develop the drug. So he actually came knocking on the door of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and said, I know you guys have supported my research in the past. Trust me, this is going to work. So we fronted the money for him to go into that research, which led to the development of Gleevec. So we're very proud of our ability to, well, it's not my personal ability, but the researchers that we work with, the scientific community that we work with, those people that can look at those grant applications and say, you know what, this is a really fabulous, fabulous idea. So, if Jason Blake had been diagnosed 5 years earlier with his CML, he would have had his 5-year chance of survival would be only 55%. Because of Gleevec, his chance of survival long term is now 95%. Now here we'll find out the true hockey fans. What's Jason Blake's number?
55.
55.
Wow.
See, I think Jason Blake should be changing his number because he is no longer a 55 guy. He's a 95 guy, and it's all due to the development of Gleevec. Now we have some other fabulous research projects. We have some amazing things happening and continue to happen in the area of blood cancer research. And if you want to hear a really cool story later, ask me about toenail fungus. And I'd be happy to share them. I was eating at the time. It might not be that interesting. But what I want to assure you is we do our best to make sure that the money that's raised goes to the most prominent researchers, the best projects that are out there, and we do our best to find projects that are really, really close to actually drug development and going out into the patient world so it's better treatments for our patient population, those people affected by blood cancers. So, I have nothing but accolades for Joanna and what she does for us each year. We do really, really appreciate it. She does a fantastic job. And then she gets up there and she runs that. She's going to run a full marathon this year. If anyone else wants to be like Joanna, feel free to come and ask me about team and training if you ever want to do a full or a half marathon or a triathlon or a century ride for those people who would like to spend a lot of time on a bicycle. For those of you that are a little less adventurous, we do also do a program called Light the Night this fall, which is just a 5-kilometer walkathon. Anyone can do that. That's worth applauding. There you go. But seriously, we appreciate every dollar that you donate. It really does go a long way for us. It makes a big difference. Our survival rates are improving, though we still have a long way to go, but we know we can beat this, so thank you very much.